Hi everybody, welcome back to my mini homestead, and these are the beginner cookies that I'm going to teach you how to make for Valentine's Day. All you need is a piping bag, a scribe, and some color. That's just about it. I'm going to teach you tricks and tips on how to make your cookies look fabulous, how to fix some mess ups and little problems you may have. But stay tuned and let's get to decorating these beautiful Valentine's cookies. So before we get started on this fun cookie, I just want to show you, can you see the air bubbles right here? There's another one there. When that happens, you just sort of want to massage your bag and try to get rid of as many of those little air bubbles as you can so it doesn't come out in your cookie. So I'm just going to work mine a bit. And now let me show you how we're going to make these cookies. Okay, this time we are going to flood the whole cookie. Trying to keep my hands out of the way. And we don't want to put too much icing on here because we're going to be adding the red to give us the hearts. But it's sort of a fine line. You have to practice. You can see I just got too close to the edge there. So I'm just gonna, you'll figure it out after a couple cookies how much icing you actually need in here. And there we go. That's what I'm gonna start with. And we'll see what happens. And I just misplaced my scribe. There it is. Okay, so let's put that up there a bit. Turn the camera so you can see it a bit better. And hopefully I don't have too many shadows. So I'm gonna start up here. And again, I'm just moving the icing to the edge of my cookie. And we're gonna go all the way around the cookie. Just working out that icing out to the edge. And that's what's really good. When you get the right consistency for your flood icing, it's easy to move it around your cookie. You can see there's a little divot there. I might add some more icing to it. And I don't like how it's hanging over the edge. So I'm just gonna take my finger and wipe it up. And see how that changes it there, and then I'm just going to push it out a bit so we get that nice little puff on the edge, and then bring it down to the point. I'm just going to drag it down to the point and then continue. Highly recommend one of these for your cookie decorating. It just makes it so much easier than trying to turn your cookie around, because you can sort of work your way around the cookie at the same time as it's turning. And so your hands are staying in the same position, and it just makes it a smoother process. Okay, so I don't have enough icing there. So I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit into the center. And I'm glad this is happening because it lets me show you what to do with your cookie if you run into the same circumstances that I'm running into. I just love decorating cookies. It's just, you get to be creative in what you're doing. Okay, now, let's see. Now, another thing you can do is to get your icing, oops, I think we got a little bubble there. Yep. Okay, perfect. Get rid of the bubble. Is we want our icing to settle. So what I'm gonna do, it might be a little loud, is I'm gonna tap it. And that helps to settle my icing into the place where it needs to be. Now, hopefully I don't get any red where I don't want it. I'm gonna bring in my red, and I'm just gonna put a drop of icing. And then I'm gonna try to get smaller as I go, just a little drop like that. Now, I'm gonna take my scribe and I'm gonna start at the top here. Make sure I don't have any icing on it still. And take my scribe and I'm just gonna drag it through. Look at magic. We get hearts. Isn't that pretty? It's so much fun. Now, you can leave it there, or you can come back in and do some more. Now these cookies, you just set them aside overnight and then let them dry. So we're going to do this again. Start at the top in the white, because then what you're doing is you're pulling the white into the red. So I'm going to try to go really slow here. And see how it's pulling it down and it's coming in. So now if I look at this one, I didn't get enough of a pull. I'm just gonna come back. There, I got a bit more of a pull. Again, we could leave it there, and you really wanna make all your cookies a bit different, right? So I am gonna put in a few little drops right here. 1, 2, 3, and I think I'm just gonna do 3. And I'm gonna pull them through. Pull in the white through, and down we go, and there we go. And that is that cookie. So I am gonna go through now and do all my cookies that I have that are this shape. What is it I got? 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 of each variety. So I'll be back when I'm all done. As I've been finishing up these cookies, I had an idea, so I thought I would show it to you. So I'm gonna do half white and half red. So I'm just gonna head down the center, touch down and stop, and then I'm just gonna pick up from the side and let it fall down, and then fill it in. Okay. And then it's time to pull it out to the edge. Oops. It's a little harder when you're filming. Camera gets in the way. But we'll get it so that you can see it. Because it's fun to do really cool cookies. And since we're only using 2 colors on this, you don't need a whole lot of icing. And you can just see I'm trying to fill in the little hole there. Okay. Now I'm going to take my red one. And I am going to touch down and just run gently along the edge. Because it is a flood icing, it will flood into each other. And then down the other side. And down to where it touches. And then fill it in. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to touch off the icing. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Then I'm just going to drag this down on this side, giving me 3 red hearts. And now I'm just going to push this over just a little bit. There we go. And then pull this over. And you, like, every cookie can be different, right? Like, they don't all have to be the same. Okay, and then I'm gonna take my white. And on this side, I'm only gonna do 2. So if you've done flower decorating or anything like that, you're always supposed to keep things in odd numbers. So we have 3 on the other side, 2 on this side. That gives us a total of 5. And there we go. And one other thing I want to tell you. If something is going to happen when I'm doing cookies and I'm going to wreck a cookie, it's actually when I'm done the cookie and I'm trying to move the cookie. I can't count how many times I've put my fingers into the edge of the cookie when I'm trying to pick it up. So I have this little spatula. It's got a little angle to it. And I just put my finger there and I slip underneath it and I can pick it up. I can put it on my hand at that point if I want, or I can just carry it like that over to the tray and put it down, and then I'm ready to go on my next cookie. All right, I finished these cookies, and I think everyone, oh no, I see a couple I did the same. But I mean, you can just get creative and do whatever you want. Okay, on to the next cookie. So I hope you learned something from making these cookies, but the fun thing is you can bag up a few cookies and give them to friends and family, and just be happy at Valentine, share the love. Now, if you liked watching this video, be sure to click on the like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please click on that subscribe button. Check out the playlist for my other sugar cookies and tips and tricks that I'm teaching. And happy Valentine's Day. Bye for now from My Mini Homestead.